Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast, a hobby and excuse for me and my friends to meet up and actually spend some time together. We'll ramble on and test the limits of how much time we can actually be in the same room with each other. Pull up a chair and join us.
Why does he have a mustache? What is going on?
Why is this guy both the youngest of them all and the most mature of them all?
It's like, how old are you? Between 9 and 30.
Yeah, there's
Send
that
a
one.
pic.
What was it? There's a kid who's like between 9 and Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. There's a whole subreddit of it. It's like, are you 13 or 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ones are so weird because you start looking like, oh my god, I can't tell.
Yeah.
It's actually fucking hard to see.
Yeah. So it's just the three of us. Dan's at the cabin, and Matt is sick. Yep.
He was just on vacation.
Yeah. He was in Calgary last week, and I figured he still was out of town, and I was like, okay, well, Dan's probably doing something too, so I just threw up one of the pre-recorded ones up there, and just quickly slapped together something, got it up, and yeah. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
should probably intro in this.
Oh, and he broke it up.
I should probably intro this.
Fucked it up.
Welcome to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. Hey, look, I do theatrics. It's showmanship, all right? All right. This time around, it's me, Jason, and my amigos with me today are...
Real.
And Sylvan.
Yeah, so, there's one... With just you two guys here, I thought this topic would be a little more
The
coherent.
intro? I think you missed out on most of your intro
What? It's just, hey, here's another...
episode.
Yeah, here's
The
another
Entertaining
episode.
Stupid Podcast. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I'm used to the professionally
The
done-
pre-roll?
The script.
Look,
Okay,
I
is
have
there
the
a pre-roll?
pre-roll. Yeah, there's the pre-roll
So you're
going
doing the
in there.
pre-roll and an intro.
Yeah.
There's so many intros.
Yeah. Because
In-
eventually the pre-roll is going to go away.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
We don't
I'm
even
gonna-
know how this thing works.
Eventually,
do I intro?
I'm gonna phase it out and do something else.
I would love it if this ever got big and people on Twitter and like they're fucking talking about, they're like, oh man, Jason's got this plan and this plan. I'm like, I'm on the podcast. I didn't know.
I don't
that.
even fucking know.
Dude, you guys know more than I do.
Yeah.
Wait, when
Yeah.
are we filming?
You guys. All I ask is you show up. That's about it. And I
I can't
throw
believe
a
you guys
mic
are
in
going
front of
to
your face.
California. We are?
Ray, we're moving the whole basis.
We got signed by ESPN8, the Ocho?
We're simultaneously doing podcast and chicken suit racing.
No,
Hey, I would crush that.
we shoutcast the bowling tournaments, the ping pong tournaments, the darts tournaments. That's our.
I'm
that's
pretty
our
sure
goal.
we could make, like, we would
I
just,
could hype that.
oh yeah. Just get
I mean,
really
darts
drunk
is pretty.
before.
Yeah, darts is pretty basic. 'Cause,
Just
like,
hear like 60, 180, and then we all just like lose our
flip
mind.
shit.
Because like, you know, when they hit 180, like he walks up to that dartboard like, I got a big fucking cock.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, and if they do it in like the
What?
bigger arenas or stuff like that, there's like long tables of like people like drinking, watching this shit.
Are they?
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah,
See,
and
when
like
we enjoy darts,
they're freaking out. We'll be freaking out. You know, flipping tables, smashing
you
things.
gotta create a storyline too. Like you just focus on one person and fucking build them up so hard.
Yeah, the underdog story.
It's not a player that's throwing the darts. We focus on one guy in the audience and build a story on him.
We could do it. Anyway, sorry, I detracted from your topic.
No, okay, yeah. Let's go back to that. So
We're good at this.
This has been going on for several weeks now, but I wanted to talk about e-girls, gamer girls, bathtub water, and thirsty boys.
Jesus.
It's a delicacy. You
No.
buy an e-thoughts water, like
No, I'm sorry. I'm a little underknowledged on this. Do you inject it? Do you smoke it?
See-
Do you...
you swirl it, you drink it like it's like a fine brandy.
no swallowing. Spit it back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
so-
sort of the experience that's sort.
So this
I like to use it as eye drops.
I mean, this all started when an Instagram thought model, whatever you want to
Whoa.
call her,
These are modern terms.
she first got like 1 million likes or something like that on one photo for her to make a
Yeah,
Pornhub
like, it was
account.
basically the caption was, if this gets like, I think it was like 1 million likes or something, she would finally make a Pornhub account, because she's been like basically cock blocking her entire fan base for years.
It's like softcore porn.
Oh, like it's
Like,
it's
like
it's
if
a-
you think like Japanese gravure models or whatever, like those girls.
it's
okay.
literally as close to pornography without being pornography. So yeah, like stuff is blurred like just deliberately enough that like
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and like the clothing is skimpy.
it's like not even there.
Yeah, okay. It's just as
But yeah.
borderline. as
So
you
she
can-
makes this Pornhub account, right? And then she trolls the fuck out of her audience with like stupid stuff like I play with my pussy, and it's like her and like a stuffed little cat plushie or whatever,
or-
and like
PewDiePie gets inside, like Belle Delphine is the e-girl, and it's basically she eats a picture of PewDiePie, like things like that.
Okay.
and then at some point she decides to go, hey, my fans are thirsty neckbeards or something like that, and decides that I'm selling e-girl water or
Gamer
gamer
girl
girl water
bath
or
water.
something like that.
Yeah, for like, and it was like
There's like
it was
30
$30
bucks.
a pop, and she sold like 3,000 of them, like
She
in
sold
like 2
out.
days,
Excellent.
Twice.
Excellent.
like just stupid.
The only thing I can think of with that is if there's people stupid as enough and they have the money in their wallet, they're gonna spend it.
I
then-
mean, I understand
all fucking
it's a meme, right? I mean, that's essentially
it's a joke.
yeah.
But some guys are probably taking it seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
I can
Like-
guarantee
like,
some of those guys were like,
I will buy like 10 of them.
"Oh hell yeah!"
I'm
I mean,
like
like what? If
If
you're one of those guys, if you're one of those guys, like what's the first thing you do once you get your hands on that?
If I actually bought that,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in the mindset here. You'd either drink it or
jerk off with it,
yeah,
use it as lube.
I
I don't know.
That's what I was gonna go with the next one. Those are my two options.
Okay. I mean,
What
yeah.
else do you do with it?
Like you keep
Or-
it on your shelf,
or,
like,
yeah, you
as
shelf
a
it.
collection.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, like I saw stories where like guys were like vaping with it.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. Fucking inject it, smoke it. Like what are we options here?
Yeah.
Oh, but I just don't get where it's like you can go on like Twitch and the cam girls and blah blah blah. You can spend money and actually see girls like get naked and strip for you and
you
do all
can
this
literally
shit.
go to Pornhub. It's like
Or for
hours and
free.
hours and hours and more
That-
hours
that's
you
for
could
free.
ever
If you want to
consume.
spend
yeah.
money, you can go pay for a prostitute.
I mean, yes, if you know where to go and all that, that could be an option for
Yeah.
you. It's just like,
it's stupid.
I get paying for nudity, I get paying for all that stuff, but like the bathwater, what?
I don't know, but like
What's the benefit?
I was like fuck, good for her, man. If
Oh yeah,
like 'cause she made a lot of money.
oh yeah. No,
Like-
it's like any. Well, I don't want to say this, but it's like any scam artist or someone who just finds this idea where it's like,
It's
Yes.
it's sales 101. Like if there is a market for it, there will be a product for it, and
but
there
there's
is
not. I don't think there's even a market. She created a market. for it.
Exactly.
No one ever
That-
probably fucking thought.
yeah. She's the first person to do that, so she literally.
I mean,
broke
there's
new ground
those
with
like
e-thoughtery.
there's like those weird like stories of like female
Fuckers.
prison inmates selling like used panties and shit like that.
That's been a thing for a long time. though.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Or it could be like, actually, no, maybe not even so much. Where it's just like, oh, this is the car that this famous person drove, or this is the suit that some famous.
I mean,
person
those are physical articles. Like how can you tell
yeah.
that's really her? Like she used that as bathwater, right?
Yeah.
Like she could have just bottled that from anywhere.
Yeah,
and,
just
and
went,
she
went to
went
the
out.
it's just tap water.
I mean,
It's just-
unless you're like a microbiologist going, swabbing the crap on the inside of
God,
that,
do
looking
DNA
for
well,
testing.
to do
DNA.
that, you'd need to have her DNA in the first place to even get a match.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
have-
I mean, you could say that it could, just be humans. I mean, if it's actual bathwater, you gotta imagine that there's fecal matter in that. I mean,
Oh,
Like,
thanks,
I-
Jason.
There's
even wanna
everything
think
in
about
it. That's why you like who buys bathwater? Like that was like
how are you that desperate?
I don't know, but like that's been a thing. Like how far you're willing to go. Like that's usually the one you go to. Like I drink her bathwater. It's like
Yeah,
a
oh,
joke, but
that's-
no one would ever actually. Oh, I hope nobody would ever
I can
actually
almost
do that.
guarantee you at least
Oh yeah,
one
I
guy
know,
did.
but like,
And like you were saying, the vaping thing, like the people actually did. And
Right.
yeah, those guys are gonna be like, I love her so much, I fucking drank the bathwater. And I was like, oh shit, dude.
like
he's the
I
one.
was joking, but okay, you do you, man. Like
see, I mean, like these guys are spending like $30 on bathwater. There are some girls on Twitch that get donations from guys for like thousands of dollars, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta save up to do my monthly donation, so I'm at that top of the leaderboard and stuff like that." And I'm like, "The fuck is going on?" Like,
But again, it's kind of my counter to all this is I'm very much of the idea that I do my thing, you do your thing, and as long as you don't affect anybody else or hurt anyone else or stop anyone else from doing what they want to do whatever the fuck you
yeah,
want.
exactly.
So these guys, if they willing to spend $30 on bathwater or $1,000 on a Twitch streamer to get any semblance of joy or whatever out of their life, then good fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just like a I want to say it's like a symptom of society where it's just like we're getting I don't know. There's
That's
certain
fine.
parts of the world that are just getting more isolated, and it's not like it's not because they don't have access to like they're in the remote parts of the country or something
Mhm.
like that. But I mean, like, there are these guys, working. They got to be working a decent job.
Maybe not decent, but just like consistently.
Consistent,
working
yeah.
full-time.
Like, I mean, they're productive enough to be
Yeah.
able to afford that kind of stuff. They might be living in bare minimum kind of lifestyle, but like they're saving all this money to spend it on someone else so that they can gain sort of fulfillment rather than spending it on themselves to gain fulfillment.
Mm-hmm. And do you see a problem there?
Uh,
I mean, I can obviously see a problem. But like,
it's not a problem in the sense that it hurts anybody right away. I think it's just a problem societally.
okay. I get where you're coming from. But I always think of when people talk about like, oh, this is becoming a problem with our society, blah blah blah. I always try to relate it back to something in the past that was similar.
Yeah,
I don't know if
people
there
talk
would
about
be.
cell phones and like the newspaper and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's like try to find a common theme or whatever. So I'm trying to think of this where it's like, oh my god, he spent $40 to get a girl's bathwater. Whereas again, back in the day, I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe they bought celebrities like clothing or cars or blah blah blah, and people would think back then,
Well,
oh my
people
god, he
still
spent-
do that. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure Hitler's car was up for auction. I'm pretty sure the suit that JFK was assassinated in was up for auction.
Yeah.
like, but those things are single items of
I
articles.
get it.
Bella Delphine can essentially reproduce this over and over and over again.
Okay, well,
True.
just think of it like this, like because the times have changed. Like, sex has become a far more open thing. How is that any different than buying porn stars' fleshlight?
Those ones I don't even understand either.
I can understand that one. Even if it's not like accurate or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. I don't fucking know. But even if it's not, at least it gives you. It's like a placebo effect. where
Exactly.
It gives you the idea that.
It's all in your head, and like, how is someone spending money on Belle Delphine's bathwater different than someone remortgaging their house to buy like a camper they don't need? Like, it's just a waste of money to me or to you, but to them it seems like a good idea.
If for them it had some intrinsic value, and again in this sense where it's only, you could say only $30 or $40. It's like, oh my god, you blew $30. You're like, you could go to the fucking bar and blow $30 in half an hour.
How much
on
money did
drinks.
we blow on magic cards in high school?
Yeah,
Like-
that is true.
like-
Some of them are probably worth money.
Some of them
Yeah.
now, but like,
so I guess again that's your argument of having an actual article of value versus.
yeah, like who is like, is there going to be a resale years down the line for Belle Delphine's bathwater?
Dude, if that thing becomes a fucking archaic ancestry,
like the
Whatever.
nukes go off where we're all an apocalyptic world. Instead of in Fallout they use bottle caps. No, we use
Belle
bottles.
Delphine's bathwater.
holy common currency.
I hope to God that whatever vessels those things came in were sealed.
I think it was sort of like a mason jar.
A
kinda
mason-
thing.
okay.
It might have been like a vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
it's
I mean, with some of the news nowadays, like if it's food based stuff, I try to get stuff with like the plastic.
Oh yeah, it has to be
seals.
because like there's people like licking ice cream at the store and putting it.
She
back
got
on
she
shelf.
got she got like 20. No, not that high. I think she got like 5
She
years,
got
something like that.
quite the point because they found her, and then there's like, well, that's the thing. Even if say like, okay, she did it for the video, but then she ended up buying it, so no one like there's no actual contamination. I think that's her defense right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because that spawned copycats, and they actually did it. There's like hundreds of videos of people doing this shit now.
Is it? I wonder if there's an actual crime written.
Yeah,
into
there literally is.
documentation where
Yeah.
it's like if you do something that creates copycats to do.
Oh no,
quality-
not that, but like the act of like
The act of doing it,
contaminating.
because
Yeah,
that's
so-
that's
Because
yeah.
then I could see her defense is like, I bought the product afterwards. It's like pre-testing a product. Wouldn't you do that with other products? And you can go, well, maybe. But if it's actually like, I don't know if that's legislator, but like actual legislation that says if you do X that creates copycats that are breaking the law. Even if you did yours properly, but you spawned something, I wonder if that could be like a criminal act.
Then there would be a lot of prank YouTubers who would be in jail.
Yeah. So
I
almost
mean,
feel like she does have a
I
bit
think
of a
it's
defense,
I
Kind of.
I'm
Unfortunately.
pretty sure there's
I
there's
know.
copycat like laws and stuff like that. Because I mean, like imagine something like Jackass, right? They
But
were
no-
doing stupid ass shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
they were in the full, almost like mostly legal right to do all the stupid stuff that they did. I said
Some-
mostly.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I said
yeah.
mostly. But like the fact that it spawned copycats, and then people sending in videos of them to like I guess that's why they had to have that placard at the very beginning.
Do
Do
not.
not do not do
Well,
attempt this.
I thought that was like not so that they would end up in jail, but just to protect them because like if somebody copied them and they didn't have that warning, they could be sued.
Yeah,
for
that's
they'd
essentially
be
it, yeah.
liable for damages at that point. Not
Okay.
really. It's not a
Oh,
felony.
okay, yeah, it's more civil court. thing.
Exactly.
Okay, but actually, I don't even agree with that though. Where it's like, oh, whether I'm trained or not, whatever. I don't.
It's-
It doesn't even matter. It's like if I decide to jump across train tracks when a train's coming, that's me being a fucking idiot and my own business. If you copy me, it means you're a fucking idiot and it's your own fucking business.
Yeah,
There
but
should be no repercussions. For me
that's
doing
the,
that.
I think the main point of them doing that is because they know their target audience is probably what 14 to 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably living at home with their parents, and down in the States they are very very sue happy.
Quick to call the lawyer.
Yeah. Oh no, I get that. I don't think there should be a case for that though. If I think about it personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of like American laws that don't make sense to me that have been around for so long that it's just so ingrained now.
Yeah.
Like there's been so many precedents of
That's
of
that's a big one. Where they
lawsuits.
look at it, it's like, okay, this one's kind of similar. This one's kind of similar. So if we follow the pattern, I guess this one is.
yeah, like
But that just seems silly to me. Where it's like, I'm trying to think of something stupid here. Where it's like, I baked a fucking 3-tower cake, and someone else is like, I'm gonna do the same thing, and somehow they died. I'm just like, I was baking a fucking cake. How can you sue me for replicating?
well, see that's the thing. Baking a cake isn't a dangerous stunt. That's where they draw the line. Like
I guess, but then it becomes to be a personal like bias or just ideas where one judge will look at it and go, well, obviously you're doing something dangerous. And you're like, no, not really. Go talk to that other judge. Maybe he thinks differently.
So it's why there's a court of appeals, and it's never.
Yeah. I don't know. It's strange. I don't fucking write laws.
I mean, I
Beats
don't.
me.
I don't even read laws.
I just, yeah, I don't know. Like to me, it always comes down to personal responsibility. Like you gotta
I
have
won-
at least some.
I wonder if like because is bathwater a bodily fluid? It wouldn't be a bodily fluid, no.
Wow, I was gonna say no. It's not originally.
Because I'm
It's
pretty sure-
water mixed with.
Bodily fluids, yeah, but
Bodily-
because I'm pretty sure there's probably some sort of
bodily fluid light,
there's some sort
Introduction
of some sort of
gluten-free bodily fluid.
Wait, call it science. It's just an introduction of a bioculture into a substance.
I mean, sure, there's laws against shipping bodily fluids and stuff like that, and like
Yes, but I think it'd have to be in a safe container because don't they make you ship your poop when you have to do like stool samples?
yeah.
So
And
as long
those-
as you have the proper container and it's all
so
maybe
it's-
well
Vacuum
documented.
sealed. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
okay.
if she followed the proper channels,
Oh man, I assume there's probably a waiver that you have to sign before every after you play or before you place the order or something like that to get
Yeah,
this
it
stuff.
must be like a check. Like
Because I assume just to cover sort of her ass and
Yeah.
legality wise, it's like, hey, this is probably for collection only. Don't bust this thing open and
I would love
consume
it.
it.
It's like if you do ingest, you agree to the terms that you will not sue. Blah blah blah. Just like
if you break the seal on the
you
container.
broke the seal.
Yeah.
So fucking weird. But no. End of the day, I just say if those guys are fucking stupid enough and rich enough that they can afford bath
Let
water,
'em.
then you fucking idiot, enjoy your bath.
They probably don't take a lot of hold on that either.
So this is what it could be like. Dear God. It's interesting to think about.
Now
Yeah.
stop thinking about it.
No,
you
I
perv.
won't stop. Keep thinking. No, but then it's like I don't know. You spend stupid money on, or you spend money on stupid shit anyways. It'd be like if I spent money on a Dota 2 skin or a video game skin. It's like, did that really give me any value? Did I get anything out of it? No, it's just a little bit of joy in a stupid game.
Yeah,
Someone like so many people in the world will look at you and say you made a stupid fucking purchase, and you go, whatever. It was my purchase and my decision.
yeah.
Skins, I'm fine with. Loot boxes are just a child-friendly version of gambling.
It is
Let
gambling.
them gamble.
Because like you have like especially for like like CS:GO, you have to like buy the case, or you can buy the cases. You can earn cases, but you earn them so slowly. Usually, you just end up buying the cases, and then you got to buy the keys, which are like twice as expensive.
Oh god, so they get you twice?
They get you
Yeah.
twice,
Fuck.
and then you
I don't
have a
think you-
chance for
Maybe.
the, like
get it.
maybe like 30 skins in the case with like a 1% chance at a knife.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can earn the keys. I think you can earn the chests.
Yeah, you can earn them from games, but no keys. I think that's the same thing. Didn't TF2 have the same thing for a while?
TF2 I think had it for a while. PUBG was like that for a while too. You actually had to spend money and buy keys to open up cases, and I think their general I guess idea behind it all is that it's sort of a self-sustaining economy. You earn a crap ton of cases, sell a couple of them off to be able to afford a key, then open up a couple of them.
Or you get lucky on like 1 or 2 cases, so you get the factory new knife. You can sell the skin for like $800-900 as soon as the case comes out because it's brand new,
Damn.
and then you have $800 to play with.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't mean like, what is it? There's that flaming pudge hook that Dan sold for like $70.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picked it up. He picked it up off of just playing Dota.
Yeah, just here's an item.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't think I've ever gotten anything that expensive.
I don't think I've
Sure.
ever sold anything in my entire Steam
Sold
account.
anything, yeah.
I sell a lot of like the stupid ass trading cards that they give you. I don't find any point in them, and they're worth a couple of cents here and there. And I sell a crap ton of those, and that adds up.
So there's actually buyers for those?
Yeah, then you might sell them for like maybe 5 cents.
I know, but
4 to
What are
12
they-
cents a piece.
what are they buying it?
Collections, I guess.
I don't know. There's the weird level system in Steam or
Oh, yeah.
whatever that you can. Yeah, I don't understand.
yeah, why are you a higher level than me? What
On
the
what?
hell?
In what?
On Steam.
Am I?
Yeah,
Is it from buying or from?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Either.
I think there's like there's an achievement list or something like that affects your levels and
Turn
and
on your
everything.
computer. Got it.
I mean-
a couple Steam sales ago, I actually bought it like $100 worth of games, but last Steam sale I bought nothing.
You know,
So-
well, last
Me
Steam
neither.
sale was not good though. I'm not a huge fan of the Steam sales anymore because I find a lot of the. It might be just me, but I don't feel like playing a whole lot of the games that they have on there.
I'd say that's a you thing though, because like there's so fucking many games. I'm sure you
But
can find.
none of
something.
them are classic WoW. Is the problem?
Yeah. No, I kind of had the same thing where I looked at it. It's like, yeah, there's a ton of great sales, so many options, and you just look and go, nothing excites me.
I think it's just me going. It's the fact that I've gone through so many of these Steam sales. The first one's like, oh cool, this game's on sale. This game's on sale. This game's on sale. I have like 150 games in my Steam library. I'm pretty sure only about 10 of them are actually installed on my hard drive.
Same with me.
That would be a serious fucking like gamer challenge thing where it's like go and play.
Like
a
beat
quarter
every
or
game
half.
on your
that's,
Steam
that's
library.
the extreme version. I was gonna say like play.
You can go even
beat
super
half.
extreme. Get all the achievements and
Oh god,
Plat
no.
every game in my Steam
Not
library. There isn't
fucking-
enough time in my life.
Oh god, especially if there's like you have old games that need online. You'd be
oh
fucked.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, there's no way. But even just like play and beat half the games in your library would take.
I mean,
so
I have
much
like
time.
like weird little games that probably take me 2 hours, 3 hours to actually
Right. Yeah.
go
Yeah,
through it
things
and
like
beat it.
Guac-
Then at
Guacamelee
least
and stuff
at
like
that
that.
point you can be like, hey, I think I beat half of them.
Yeah, like I bought Guacamelee and I still haven't played it.
It's a fun game.
I know it's a great game, but
It's just
it's
it's
just
like
one of those like eventually one day.
One day.
in
one day when
my
I'm
old
bored.
age.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like fucking my Switch. I haven't even started Breath of the Wild. I've had my Switch for like a month. And that's like probably the game of the fucking year. Everyone just raves about it. Or
That's because it's so good.
yeah, it's an amazing game. And I know I'll love it once I start playing it.
And you're busy playing that game with the chick with the crazy eyes.
Oh yeah. Dude, I haven't even played that one because it pissed me off.
Oh.
It's man, when a game has such a good idea and then just the execution kind of isn't there.
Yeah.
And you hear that all the time. You're like, people always say that in reviews. They're like, oh, it had such a great idea, but the execution wasn't there. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What does that even mean?
And then you
And
play
then-
it and you're
and I
like,
play it and I'm like,
oh,
oh, there it is. I get it.
you do know what you're talking about.
No, let's pretend.
No, like the guy who.
Oh,
said-
the
But
review.
the reviewer, yeah. And like some games just take like a concept and just like rework it like super well. Like I'm going through and watching the Game Grumps play Doki Doki Literature Club.
If I could
It is-
read or forget a game and go and replay, that'd be one of my
That was
top
one of them,
ones.
yeah.
And like
Oh,
just
man.
like everything that goes on in that thing and all like the secret endings and stuff like that. It's just like what?
So good.
And like that game's just so meta.
Yeah, there's so many like playing on tropes and common.
Yeah, it breaks the fourth wall so much.
Yeah. Oh my god. And it's like I played that entirely in one night, and it's just like and I didn't hear anything about it. I just saw it randomly on Steam. It's for free. It's like, oh, visual novel, blah blah. I'm like, sweet, I'll give it a shot. And then when it said psychological horror, I was like, hang on, what? And all the warnings when you start playing the game, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's so good to go in with no idea. Good god.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching Dan and Aaron play through it, and
It's actually me and my
they're
brother
pretty.
we quote all the time. People can try.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games that seem interesting,
Just go
but
100%.
like I don't want to play through it, and I think that's what I like watching, like Let's Plays and stuff like that.
On that one, would you prefer to watch like a Games Grump Let's Play where it's like they will screw around a lot and they'll mess up stuff a lot, but you have a good time and they're joking around and it's fun, or would you prefer to watch
It
someone who knows? What
Depends
they're
on
doing?
the game. Something like Doki Doki Literature Club or Dream Daddy or something like that, or like like more calmer games. I liked watching like the Game Grumps style where they're poking fun at it and having fun, because I imagine it sort of like how if we were playing that game, like we would be just sitting there just like ripping
Trashing it,
shit
yeah.
out of it. But if it's like what is it? I watched someone play through Uncharted 4.
Mm.
And he was sort of a little more straightforward with everything. Like he would talk about, this is all cool, this is pretty, and like, oh, I should do this, do that, and actually play the game as if I was trying to complete it. But like, yeah, it all depends on the type of game.
Okay.
It also depends on the personality too.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I'm just thinking through like Twitch. Tim the Tapman, he's not a pro gamer. He's an entertainer, and that's why I watch him.
Hmm.
But like for just calmer, funny things, like Game Grumps is fun. Then like even for like back when we were in high school, like Minecraft Let's Plays,
Mhm.
that all depended on who the actual person playing was.
Right. So it's like you get some people who are doing the serious storyline and you're really getting into it, or other guys who are just goofing around.
Yeah.
Playing fun. So yeah, I was thinking like one that I not recently watched, but one I can actually remember was I was watching Persona 4 or 5. I think it was 5 before it came out in America, and someone was playing Japanese editions or whatever. And it's like I watched one playthrough where the guy was he's giving a lot of background information. He's like, okay, these guys created the game, and when they were referencing this, they're inspired by this kind of stuff, and he's giving all sorts of information. But I'm like, I just want to see the fucking game, dude. So then I found someone else who did a silent playthrough, where just all he's doing is playing the game. He knew exactly what to do at every single point, and just would run immediately from point A to point B. No goofing around, no fucking around, just getting the game done. So
Yeah, you did that with the Phoenix Wright series too, didn't you?
yeah, those ones. It's like, yeah, watching the Game Grumps version is funny. They're having a great time and it's great. But like one case takes them so long.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's just, yeah, those type of games. I'm like, I just want to watch someone who knows what they're doing and can just beat the game and do it well. Because otherwise, why wouldn't I just play it and fuck around and do awful?
Yeah, because I mean, like we did that. What is it? Until Dawn with Matt.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. I think we should do stuff like that a little bit more.
Yeah, we should find another game kind of like that.
Yeah, where one of us plays through it, and
wasn't another one we did Heavy Rain?
I think you guys did Heavy Rain, but we never did.
Yeah, we never recorded.
Yeah, we never recorded or anything like that.
Was that the Sean?
John?
Jason? Yeah.
That was way back.
Yeah, that was. Fuck, I think was that
Fuck, that was so
high school or just after high school?
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
long.
Heavy Rain was right around that time.
Then we did that one that I don't even know what game it was. You ended up under Wonder.
We did the Resident Evil ones too. I was there for a little bit, and then I went
that
out.
house one.
Oh,
the-
EP.
Oh my
Or
god.
no,
Or,
PT, sorry.
yeah,
Matt
PT.
was playing it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
And
funny.
I looked up a playthrough and I was trying to guide him into all the jump scares, but he kept being like, nope, because he's a
What?
coward.
Fuck, at one point you have to go into the bathroom, and we're like, Matt, go in the bathroom. He's like, no, I can't do it.
I
man.
was like, just Matt, look up now. He's like, nope, not doing it. It's like, no, you're gonna die, you sack of shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that game was so fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
There was that one, and then we did the Resident Evil one because I remember Matt was fighting the guy in the garage.
Oh,
He gets in
right,
the car,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
why,
my
Matt?
God.
Why would you get in the car?
That would have been a
And he was supposed to
perfect
get in the
video.
car, but like Matt's like, I'm safe here, and the guy like rips off the roof.
No, he got in the
He
car
climbs
beside you.
into the car.
He fucking sat in. We're like, oh, okay. this
Although
is happening
Matt's
now?
reaction where he just starts screaming.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I don't. Yeah, we should play. We should honestly play like horror games like that. And just have Matt or like Dan pilot us through that.
Yeah. Although, yeah, Dan would be a lot more. He would like go for the jump scares. and
Yeah.
I think.
He would go for the jump scares. I think he would play into the fact that he is like it scares the crap out of him.
Yeah, because do you get pretty scared with those type of things?
Yeah. Not in the same way Matt does, though. But
We.
any shark game, Dan has to play.
Oh God.
We've been trying to get him to play Depth for the longest
won't
time. He
do
won't
it.
play it.
I'm thinking it'll be at one of the punishments. When
We're just gonna play a game of Death or some Depth or something. Like even what is it? Vermintide. The beginning of it's by Fat Shark or something like that. There's a little shark. Like it starts off. You start the game and there's the producer's placard on there. And it's like all you see is like into a blue ocean. All of a sudden, this little tiny cartoon shark comes and smacks its face against the screen. It cracks a little bit and it takes a bite out of you. The first time Dan loaded that up, oh, he screamed like a little girl.
Ah.
it was really funny.
Oh wow. So the sharks get him.
Oh,
Yeah.
he hates sharks. Like he's terrified.
I guess.
Like I mean, it's sort of a strange fear to have in a completely landlocked area.
That's what I was gonna
North
say.
America.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the prairies.
Our options for shark attacks are so zero. You
I
have
mean,
to
unless
fucking-
you fall into like, you go to like one of the bigger cities and you fall into the shark tank.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like
And then
just
at that point,
Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
you can't.
There is nothing.
I don't think there is a shark in Saskatchewan.
no.
We
I
can't
mean, like
find
you can
one.
you can probably get like bit by a sturgeon, and that's the closest thing.
I'm gonna import a shark.
You're more likely to kick a sturgeon.
Yeah. Or like a man dressed up as a shark is going to knife Dan.
Real dressed as a shark
It's the perfect crime.
with a bear trap.
Can you sing Baby Shark at the same time?
I don't actually know Baby Shark. I've managed to stay away from it.
Yeah,
Good.
it's some popular song right now, or
No, it's like the
It's like a
it's a
kitty.
kids show,
okay.
and like it's apparently like it'll get stuck in your head for like days, and it's not good.
No, it's just like a child song. It's super repetitive. The one girl at work, will sing it a couple of times here and there, and it just gets stuck in your head.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like to have the power, like such a catchy song, I guess, or rhythm, or whatever it takes.
I don't know
So,
what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Yeah.
It's so catchy that it's become a meme.
New challenge: 10-hour Baby Shark.
Hey, I didn't make it 4.5 hours through League Spin for nothing.
Damn,
I was literally playing Diablo, and it was just playing in the background.
dude, that's an incredible background.
Fuck. I did like
That would mess with you.
2 hours. I did 2 hours of that Nyan Nyan Buri.
Nyan Cat?
Yeah, not Nyan Cat. It's an anime.
Oh no, beer.
Yeah.
The Piccolo?
Nampasu or whatever. Like
no.
I'll show you later. I made 2 hours into it, and it's just
Jesus, you guys are hardcore. I made it like 30 minutes into that bacon pancakes.
Baking pancakes is okay.
That was good.
That one
I was
I'm fine
enjoying
with.
it.
But
and then
like
you loop it with
The
New York.
yeah, there's like the He-Man one, and
There's so many of them.
I don't understand like who has the time to create a video that long? Because I assume it's just probably just I hope it's just control copy, control paste in
Yeah.
whatever video
'Cause
editor.
usually, isn't it like a
It's a
10-second GIF?
It's
that
like
loops?
it's like a minute, a minute at most. But like to be able to do that,
Well, like
There
you
has to
control
be.
you'd copy it like 10 times or whatever, and
you
then
take
you'd select
that.
the whole thing, and then you
Yeah.
copy that 10 times.
Yeah.
okay,
And then
so
you
it's
select
ex-
the whole
ex-
thing,
yeah,
copy that 10 times until you like you're
ex-
roughly
exponential.
at 10 hours, and then you cut down to whatever you need.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
and then you have to upload that to YouTube.
Yeah, but like
YouTube's
the
like, fuck off.
the entire B movie, but anytime they say B, they play the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, and anytime they say the Ring, they play the entire Star Wars trilogy. Those ones that would take a lot more energy.
I don't. Why?
I don't
I,
know.
I guess it goes back to the gamer gap bathwater. It's just like why
People
why
have
do
the
you
time
do
for it.
why do we do?
I like the ones where it's
Do it
like
for the memes.
Every time the B movie, but every time they say B, it speeds up.
Yeah, so it ends up
Those-
being like
It's
8 minutes long or
7
something.
minutes long or something like
How is
that.
that
It's
one
just like,
bearable? It's like, man, if you cut off all those, like you said, with the every time they say this, it plays another movie. It's like you could probably cut off
Oh, it's like thousands of hours long.
1% of the entire internet for getting rid of those videos.
yeah. I never understood why that became such a popular thing to do.
It's just a joke. And maybe at the beginning it was
funny.
funny, or when they did just like speed up, or
Yeah. Well, it's. I think that's what like it started again. That was the first one, the B movie. But anytime they say B, it speeds up.
yeah. And,
And then there was like
watch the
Shrek,
movie."
but anytime I forget
yeah.
what the
And
problem.
then people thought, well, instead of speeding up, what if we did something
Yeah.
else?
It's sort of like how any meme progresses.
Yeah.
Like, because it starts with a meme, and then it just gets they beat the dead horse until it's like non-existent, and then it dies completely.
Yeah. The evolution of a meme. I'm sure that's a
I mean-
class in a high school somewhere.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
problem.
even now, like if you go and look at memes back, 5 years ago
History of memes.
and stuff like that, it's like
I was there.
good guy Greg,
Oh, just like the picture
Scumbag
one?
yeah,
Steve.
yeah, Scumbag
Scumbag
Steve,
Steve is great.
Bad Luck Brian, like those were
Yeah, man. Like,
those were memes back
oh,
then.
I love when they do that. Like, these were memes were before, and yeah, it's like a Bad Luck Brian or whatever, and it's like memes now, and it's like one of those deep fried,
Deep fried.
fucking
Oh,
surreal
yeah.
shit, and
Yeah.
you're just like, none of this, like, it's a trumpet in space speaking through people teeth, like,
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck is
just-
happening?
But I laugh
I
every
know.
time.
It gets you, man. And you're like, what?
I just
is-
don't understand that progression. Like where did it like jump off? Like what happened in the world?
Actually, I think about it. It's almost like old sitcoms where they keep having to one up themselves every episode until they get to the point where they jump the shark,
Yeah, or
and then
or
it just
there,
becomes this like joke of itself, and it's gone to the extreme.
or like the characters
shit.
their characters just get fixed. Like you can start off with a super complex character as the main guy, but as you get popular and the story continues on, all of a sudden you just start focusing on like the flaws of that character, and then that character just becomes the flaws in like a character of itself.
That's a tough one to rate, like a long running character, and either have them like develop.
Well, just running a long standing like either sitcom or anything
Yeah.
running that long is a serious challenge. Like,
Yeah.
Because yeah, especially in a sitcom, how do you prevent a character from just becoming catchphrases?
bazinga.
Yeah. You're right. Or like Bart with the "Eat My Shorts" or something
Yeah.
like that. Or it's
Well,
just
that's the thing with The Simpsons. They made a joke on themselves with the "I didn't do it" episode.
yeah.
He's like,
Where
say it
he
again,
became
say it
a-
again.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, and everyone then freaks out about it,
And then he dies out by the end of the episode. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, sorry, kid, the world's moved on. You're out of luck.
That's just show business.
Yeah.
But I guess that's more just like when it just becomes their catchphrase. But you also explained like having a complex character and then just become, oh, you're the stupid husband that always screws up the plan or something like that. And it's like, well, I'm sure there's more to this person.
Yeah, but I think as sitcoms go on and on and on, writers are more persuaded and pushed to sort of write funnier and funnier and funnier things, and then when they are stressed and sort of out of ideas, they just go back and rely on the try and true.
Yeah,
Right.
like cliches that,
Or
Or from-
callbacks or
or-
things like
yeah.
that, which can work sometimes, but if you do too much.
which
Yeah.
is what I really liked about Futurama. Like every episode was like well thought out in its like construction, characters.
They do the science
Jokes.
behind it all
Yeah.
too.
I'm trying to think. Well, because they're kind of, I don't want to say one-dimensional characters. There were variances, but
The
I don't know,
way
it's
But
think-
yeah, like they sort of took like one-dimensional characters and kind of twisted it in a way that felt fresh and felt like
like a new episode, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, Fry would act like this, but
he's
this
trying
time-
because he's trying to grow to be a person
Yeah.
that Leela likes. He's doing something different.
and that's one thing I always think about where, because honestly, I don't know anything about writing. I don't fucking understand any of this, but it's just like when people say like, oh, a character grows throughout the show, I always think about is, did they learn from the past? Where it's like, oh, remember one episode where Fry did one thing and it screwed him over, and then 3 episodes later, a very similar situation comes up. Does he do the exact same thing, and then that means no character growth, or did he kind of think back to that one, learn from it, and go, oh, maybe I'll do something different this time. You go, holy shit, he's getting smarter.
No, because his whole character he's stupid.
True. But so I'd almost put that down as not good character growth.
I never said it had good character growth.
No.
But
Yeah.
like each episode, because of outside circumstances, like just the way they wrote each episode, not necessarily the characters, made it feel fresh.
Oh, okay. So just new situations.
Exactly.
New
Even though,
environments.
like, well, that's the thing. Like, in Futurama, they have so many different planets they can go to. That changes everything. Plus, it also, like, even from like the first season didn't have much of like an extended cast, and then by the end they had like Lur and Zap and Kif and like all those other, and Richard Nixon.
Like,
like-
they have so many other characters.
Yeah, so like
involved.
they became like a lot of the jokes, like a lot of the people's favorite character is Zap, just because he's so stupid in the best ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, ignorant,
Yeah.
narcissistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got some great lines.
Gif, go stand in that hole so I look taller.
So I guess it's kind of like there's so many different ways to make a good story, and there's so many ways you can focus on it. Where it's either you focus just on characters, you can focus on situations, you can focus on.
And like that's another thing, like going from like a live action sitcom, let's say like Big Bang Theory, just because it's easy to pick on. There's only so much you can do with a real cast in a real setting. Whereas in like in Futurama or Simpsons or Family Guy, like you could basically kill every character and they'll be fine the next. Like
I
with
mean,
Kenny.
South Park, yeah.
South
Kenny.
Park.
Yeah.
Well, now they're writing just based on real life.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, like there's literally no repercussions to like the stupid characters doing the really stupid shit.
Right. And that was almost the point of like animated before.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning was
It
like,
was
what
just-
if we just do something? You can do a story where something crazy happens that you couldn't do in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were only sort of held within the laws of the network. Like something like
Yeah.
Simpsons. Simpsons can do all their stupid stuff, but you can't flip the bird on Simpsons. And
Yeah,
then when
or-
they made the movie, Homer spent the first 5 minutes just going around giving everybody the middle finger.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's funny. Huh.
So like yeah, you got to find out like what you are actually writing, what you can and can't do. So like there's so many different layers to writing, which is why I like immense respect to like even if someone like even if like the show doesn't have like great writing, like people like shitting on Game of Thrones
I
season
was
8.
gonna bring that up.
It's
Yes.
like yes, but that is insanely hard to do, especially because like they had
They-
a long running story that was written by someone else. It was his vision, and now you have caught up, and now you, as two other people who didn't write the original stuff, now have to write the ending, which is the
Hardest
like
thing.
would be the hardest thing to write.
Yeah. So many loose ends to tie up.
Yeah.
And you know, like see with someone like George R. R. Martin, he can the author of the book, he can actually go and do whatever he originally planned, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
with the D&D guys, you have such a heavy expectation to be top that entire series off without a cherry on top from the network, from the fans, and everything like that. Like I can imagine the sort of pressure. Like I can understand why they sort of avoided going on the
Yeah,
the
the
panel
panels.
at Comic-Con there. Like
Yeah.
there's such a high pressure for them to do something phenomenal and spectacular that I think anything that they put out will always miss the mark, because Game of Thrones has just reached such a wide audience, and everyone in this day and age is a critic on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with like all the loose ends, I think that was just time constraints. You only have so much time to put. Like those books are fucking huge, and there's so much, like so many little things that like, if you read the books, they did tie it up
Decently well.
like decently well, that they just didn't have time. There was entire characters cut out, like Lady Stoneheart,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that would've been a
Caitlin Stark
great
was supposed to come back.
but they just didn't have time.
Yeah.
So like, that's another thing. Like, it's not their fault that, like,
Here's
I mean, you can
6
even-
hours worth of content.
You can
Go.
even
Yeah.
go and say with completed series like the Lord of the Rings series and the Hobbit. Well, maybe not the original Lord of the Rings. I think the original Lord of the Rings everyone feels played to the books fairly well. I think it was in the Hobbit that people were a little more annoyed about.
Well,
Well-
that's because didn't they stretch it out?
yeah,
A
they
shit
they,
ton?
they turned a book that was smaller than any of these single other books into 3 movies.
Yeah. That's,
So like that's what people really like when my dad was talking about it, because he read it. I didn't. I don't read much, but he was saying the reason he really liked The Hobbit, he liked it better than The Lord of the Rings, is because it was so fast paced, because it was so much shorter. Because there was a lot of things, like as I read the first Lord of the Rings back when I was way younger, and I was like, there's a lot of and they walked, and then they went here, and it's just
It's like you could cut this chapter. You could
yeah,
cut
like
this
there's so many
chapter,
things
you
that like
could cut.
that's why I really like the movies, because that those chapters were all just turned into like a 4-second panorama from a helicopter,
Nice.
done and done.
Yeah. And I always found that interesting, especially where it's like stuff where you don't even have that limitation, where it's like, all right, here's a thick ass book turned into an hour-and-a-half movie. And you're like, well, we're going to have to cut out half the book. Or if you have an option where it's just like, here's this thin novel, make it into a movie. And you're like, I can almost recreate it scene by scene. And I always thought, isn't that what you want to do? But I guess maybe the movie directors have different ideas or different things they want to do with it.
Oh, I mean, like if you look at it now with Disney, like they're recreating a lot of their old movies. Lion King just came out. Mulan's coming out. They just announced Little Mermaid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, do you, as the director and the producers of those new things, do you guys just recreate everything that was in the original movies, like scene by scene, with just the live action stuff, or do you guys try and put a new spin on it, like with the Little Mermaid, casting a non-ginger as Ariel?
That's such a minor thing.
Yeah, like that.
that
like,
doesn't affect the story.
like,
I'm
but
talking
like I
actual-
said, there are people who got mad at that. I don't care.
I
that's so
don't
stupid.
care either.
But like I read online, like one person who actually was mad, she did have a decent point, and it was like she was always getting picked on for her red hair until the Little Mermaid came out and the main character had red hair, so everyone all of a sudden was like, wait, that's kind of cool, and like that feeling, it's just not the same if they just change it. Like there's a lot of other like people get picked on for being ginger all the time.
So
Yeah.
they kind of have like a not hero, but
It's like an idol. Like
idol,
they can
yeah.
they can look
someone-
up to.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I mean, like, who else, like ginger wise, could you look up to? Carrot Top?
yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, huh? But I guess it's funny how I think of that one. I'm like, oh, it's so stupid that like, who cares if they change it? That's no big deal. But then you start talking about like, oh, if you had Mulan and they didn't cast like a whole cast of Asian people, and you're like, oh, this is just fucking stupid.
See, the problem I think
doesn't make
everyone
sense.
has with Mulan is they rewrote Mushu, and they took out all the singing.
Oh, what? Seriously?
Yeah, they're gonna
There's
take
no
out.
singing?
I'm pretty sure they're. I mean, it'll be like Jungle Book esque, where it's like the tunes will play in the background and stuff like that, but there's no
I didn't
actual.
much like that with the new Jungle Book.
Because I think
Not having
the
the singing?
Yeah.
the
That's a
idea
big
behind
part.
the idea behind it is because Mulan, Disney's making Mulan essentially only for the Chinese market, and to sort of respect Chinese culture and stuff like that, they would rather make a more serious film. Rather than have all that music and stuff like that. I think Mushu's being rewritten to be like a phoenix instead of a dragon, and have like a non-speaking role or something like that.
I thought that the Chinese dragon was more symbolic than the phoenix was.
It is, but I think just sort of like the symbolism of it all, because like if they go, all right, well, I don't think the phoenix itself is named Mushu or something like that. I think it's just like, instead of Mushu and the cricket following guiding Mulan around, Mulan goes and searches for the phoenix instead, as like a spirit guide or something. And the original Mulan, Eddie Murphy, I think, played Mushu. He was a comedic relief for a serious or tone of the movie. So like he would
like,
sit around and
the
joke
original
around.
Mulan, if you cut out Eddie Murphy, it's actually a pretty dark movie with all the war constantly happening.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of what this reimagining live action is more focused about, is this girl's journey from trying to be what their family expected, to be a good wife or whatever, transitioning to someone who saves the country.
Okay. Do you have something?
Not really, no.
Okay, because I was kind of thinking, my thoughts on that was when I was talking about like taking a movie and a book and making the movie adaptation. I always thought follow it almost identically, because you're taking it into an entirely different medium, where it's just reading a book and you can visualize and picture in your head, versus actually watching it and seeing it play out in front of you. Whereas in this one, when you're recreating a movie, at that point I think, yes, take all the liberties and do all the different shit you want, Because at the end of the day, if you want the less serious tone and the singing, you just go watch the old movie.
All right.
No big deal.
All right. In that sense, the whole Netflix manga into anime and Netflix adaptation. Like, how do you feel about like those ones?
I mean, they follow along well. Do they?
I mean, like take a look at Death Note.
Yeah, that's the one I watched. Was the Death Note? It followed it. For the most part.
If you go for like the manga, phenomenal. The anime, pretty good. The Netflix adaptation,
Lackluster.
yeah.
Okay, but again, is it lackluster because of the limitations of just being it a live action, or?
I mean, I don't know, like, cause like I'm pretty sure there was a Japanese live action Death Note.
Was there?
Yes, I want to say, and that one was pretty good. But I mean, that's the Japanese doing it. Like the Japanese take anime and manga and do a live action adaptation fairly well.
They do it well. I guess maybe that's the thing with the Netflix is they kind of Americanized it, where it's all right. We're making this for an American audience. Obviously, there's just different cultures and different society stuff where it's just like okay, they wouldn't really enjoy this aspect of it. Let's turn it into teenagers
like
drinking and partying or whatever.
Yeah, like a high school girl being late for class isn't gonna run out with a piece of toast in her mouth.
We don't get those jokes. For us, it'd be, oh god, what's a typical American thing? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Seals.
No, that's a Canadian thing.
Yeah. I was like, what do we do?
That's a Canadian.
But
thing.
yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's.
Or like
we watch other culture shows, like you watch a Chinese show or an Indian show or whatever, and you're like, man, this is different, or they do stuff kind of weird over there, and then you watch our American shows and you go, this is normal, this is what I like.
That's I mean, like, because like we mostly consume Americanized media, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like going to see Chinese films, Bollywood films, just to see like this little subtle difference. Because like I thoroughly enjoy certain Bollywood films just because of like the audacity
The
and
outrageous stunts that
Yeah.
I love.
yeah, like the guy shoots an arrow at a guy. It travels through the air. The guy catches the arrow. All of a sudden, it turns into a snake and bites him and kills him. Or like what is it? In I Am Con or something like that, or one of those ones where it's like 6 guys bend down a palm tree,
Yeah, that
all
one.
walk up onto it with like these giant ass tower shields, get flung in the air, all holding hands. So they all group together with their tower shields outwards. They land, roll on these tower shields, and then break up, and then like essentially
storm the keep. Essentially.
That is awesome.
Like I saw like that specific scene, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." I have to watch. How did we get to this point? I need to know.
What is the context?
Doesn't matter what the context is.
Well, it's even better. Like you see that scene, you're like, I have to figure out how this transpired.
I've never been more invested into anything in my entire life.
And then you watch the movie, and you're like, that still didn't explain that scene.
I have to watch the second one now.
I
what is
watched
it?
the movie, and it still don't get it.
It's one of my favorite shows, sitcoms to watch is the IT Crowd, and it's a British humor show, right? One of the things is like the one guy is dating a girl who went through some sort of traumatic event and was left an orphan, right? And she doesn't really want to talk about it. So eventually he coaxes her into telling him what happened. And I think the story was she was at a marine show, like water park, at a seal show, and there was a fire, and somehow her parents died because of it. And he spends the rest of the episode going, so there was a fire at a water park. And then he just can't wrap his mind around it, so he goes digging more and more and more into it, and she doesn't want to talk about it, so she's doing it all behind her back. Like he builds like a scale replica of the arena that the seal show is like, and he's like, there are 12 exits. They sat here. The only way that they could have never escaped, even in an orderly fashion, was if there was a fire that started simultaneously here, 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 and here.
So he's doing like scientific.
Yeah, and like he just
shit.
gets so enraptured, like caught up in all of this, and he goes, I don't know if I can see this girl anymore.
He had to break up with her because he didn't buy the story. Yeah. Oh god.
And it's just like when you get so so involved in just one thing stands out of your mind. It's like, what? And you have to go through and figure it out.
Get obsessed with it.
No, I love the dry British humor.
That's pretty different.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, to go watch one of their shows and you're just like, hang on, is this the jokes or not?
Yeah, well, it's not like I'm gonna fucking roll on the couch and barrel laugh like I'm watching Ace
It's a
Ventura.
chuckle, yeah.
It's like that was clever, that was funny. I like that.
I think that's what the big draw with like the Office and and like Shameless were as British sitcoms, and then when they brought it over to America, they had to Americanize everything. Yeah.
With things like The Office, you either like one or the other. Nobody really likes both.
Yeah. Kind of sad that they're taking that off of Netflix.
Yeah.
But I understand NBC's decision with it all.
See, that's the thing. Like everybody having their own streaming service.
It's going to become cable again.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'm just going to pirate everything.
Yeah.
Like any show that I want. Like, why would I pay for 4 different subscriptions for like one show in each?
Yeah. I mean, like you gotta buy the Disney subscription to see all the Marvel movies. Netflix, you get all their Netflix originals. All NBC.
HBO has 3 different streaming services now.
Yeah, I don't understand that one too.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
also, I want to see what their subscription numbers were like after Game of Thrones ended.
Oh, it probably dropped significantly. Although Chernobyl probably helped, just because.
And I mean, like some of the stuff that they have coming out seems pretty good. They're redoing the Golden Compass or whatever, but like an actual like grittier, darker.
Because I never saw the entire Golden Compass, but I was.
There's like that one was a little more kid friendly, and everything like that. And I think this new one is going to be a bit better because it's got like James McAvoy in it, the girl who played X-23 in the Wolverine movie. Yeah, and it's a little more darker and grittier, just because it's HBO.
Yeah. Speaking of James McAvoy, you seen the new It trailer?
Yes. I am
that looks
so
good.
excited about that. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, It Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Because to me, Pennywise will always be Tim Curry.
Yeah, well, that too.
But like, I understand that, like the movie by itself, the remake, whatever, is phenomenal by itself. Me comparing it to the TV movie back in the 80s is just me being picky at it. But like, it's still.
Like, for me, it doesn't matter who plays Pennywise. Pennywise is always going to be scary and creepy to me.
Yeah. I mean, the Tim Curry never really had a whole lot of lines in the original one either. But like, I'm super excited for Chapter 2. I kind of like these horror remakes. Halloween was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it all, but I like how they tried to continue the story as opposed to remake it. Because I mean, like, what is it? Friday the 13th, when Jason all of a sudden went sci-fi and like robot-y.
Did he go into space? And shit?
Yeah, that was fucking weird. But like, yeah.
Well, that's jumping the shark. It's like, what do we do now? It's got to do something different.
Yeah, well, like I don't know, with horror genre,
it's kind of timeless.
I like the originals. I don't really like many of the new horror movies coming out. Like It 2 looks good, but like the only ones I really like are the ones that are made by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just does horror really well. He actually has a new movie coming out, I think, in a few weeks.
What kind of like? What are some of his like more recent ones? Do you know?
Let's take a look. We have Google for a reason. Rob Zombie.
Go that way. So I was trying to think like some horror movies. I don't know if I could say lately, but there's that one I really enjoyed where it's the girl puppets.
Annabelle?
No, it wasn't Annabelle. It was
I remember the poem, but I can't. It was Dead Silence.
Dead Silence. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Beware the Stare of Mary Shaw. That one is really good.
I still put that one as my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
That one scared the bejesus out of me, and it was so well done.
My sister won't watch it.
Yeah.
Ventriloquism is one of her things that she just doesn't go anywhere near.
Sorry, which is
ventriloquism.
Oh,
like even just Jeff Dunham, it like she'll laugh, but she's like still kind of creeped out by.
She's like ha 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 ha.
She's laughing at the edge of her seat.
It's a nervous laughter more than anything. But yeah, like as soon as you like turn the lights down and then make it tone darker, she's like nope.
So like something like Annabelle or
like
would Child's Play freak her out?
Probably the new Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's funny. Is I hate those too. Like I fucking hate doll stuff. Like
doll
Chucky and all
anything.
that.
Like porcelain dolls. Like even just like antique porcelain dolls are fucking creepy.
Yeah, they're just creepy in general. But I was just thinking like almost spoilers for that one, Dead Silence. but-
Hashtag your spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers, you guys. But the one part I'd say like middle of the movie, guy goes to the abandoned, creepy fucking
Theater?
mansion theater in the middle of the woods that's on a fucking island, like the perfect setup spot. And it spends like 15 minutes walking around there in this complete horror setting and walking slowly with a flashlight, and the flashlight goes out and all the things happen, but it never leads to anything.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing
Ooh,
attacks
blue
him.
ball.
Nothing jumps out. Nothing gets you. But you're like 15 minutes. You're just on the edge of your seat,
Yeah.
waiting for it, and then it goes to the next day, and you're like, "What?
What?
See,
He
I
didn't get attacked."
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, like they take those tropes and stuff like that and just like
I
to
kinda
the
like
nines.
That
That one. That one.
I don't
was
think
fun.
I've actually seen that one, but I've heard so much.
It was a
about
horror movie that wasn't a horror movie.
It's if Scary Movie was a little more scarier and took itself a little more seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, God, I think like classic horror movies where I prefer sort of like rewatching the Friday the 13th, rewatching Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and that kind of stuff. Because like the newer stuff, like when we watched whatever the hell Annabelle came from, the Conjuring, that series.
Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
one or two of those.
yeah, there's a couple of those, like The Nun, and like those ones there. Like we watched together, and I know Matt didn't like it when you, me, and Sil were just ripping into it like fucking crazy. But like I didn't find those things that scary. There's like certain spots where like jump scares and like through the magic of special effects, certain spots were definitely scary. But like I don't know, I liked. Maybe it's just again me looking back through rose tinted glasses and the nostalgia of those horror films.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer those ones. Maybe yeah, because like I don't know, like Halloween 3 or something like that would have came out like when we were just like pre-teens or something like that, and like the point of taking a girl to a scary movie was to try and get her to latch onto you.
Ooh, go Jason!
Yeah. And
But did you enjoy the movie?
He was a little distracted.
yeah, yeah.
So you didn't even watch the movie. You can't talk.
The hormones in me were kind of in control at that point.
Are you scared? I don't know.
I'm something.
This is a fear boner and a half.
I don't know if this is fear or lust.
Every time he watches Friday the 13th, he actually gets horny.
Oh man, I've just
What's that called?
been
The
Pavlovian.
Pavlovian response.
Ding.
Not again.
I was wondering with that, where it's like you go back and reference these old movies, and you're like, oh, I like the old horror. Is it that kind of idea where after enough time, it sifts through all the shit and just the good ones stand out? Where it's like maybe 20 years from now, everyone will go, yeah, man, like 20-year-old horror was good, and they'll name the 3 good ones that came out this year, and ignore the 12 shitty ones that came out.
It might be.
And we're sitting there going like, man, our horror sucked, and you're like, oh, but they had these 3, and you're like, oh, those 3 were good.
I also like the fact that horror, like out of the horror genre, spawned the comedy horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead. Oh,
Dude, those guys make amazing
Yeah, like-
movies. Whatever their names are.
Simon Pegg
Yeah, Simon
and
Pegg
can't remember the fat one's name.
Ouch. But yeah, no, their movies are amazing.
Nick Frost
Nick Frost. That's it.
Like pretty much every movie of theirs is
is solid. Yeah.
quality.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. Like
At
from
World's
20
End was kind of.
It was that one was okay.
It was the worst out of all 3 of
I
them.
don't think I should. Oh, I might have watched that one. You're
See,
right.
what is it? Yeah, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz were phenomenal.
Oh yeah, those were really good.
At World's Ends was okay. I would even say there's they did that one film with Seth Rogen, the alien Paul. Yeah, I think that one I liked a little more than At World's End.
Yeah.
Was that with the alien?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, so that one I liked more than At World's End.
The At World's End was definitely the worst out of all. Their like.
You know what I'm excited about? I don't know if you guys ever watched. Do you guys ever watch Clerks? Clerks 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clerks 2 is so good.
The
Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob are coming out with a new
back.
film.
Well, what is it? It's Blunt Man and Chronic.
Yeah.
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 It was like their comic book that they made.
And then Hollywood's is I think in Jay and
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
I think they stopped a movie or something. Or
no, they sold the rights to Blunt Man and Chronic, I think, and then I can't remember if they didn't read their contract or something, but they went to try and like get their licensing back for like I think that's what it was about.
Yeah, and
because I remember they fight what's his name fucking Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
Why am I drawing-
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah. Because I think he's Blunt Man. He's like they fight him on stage.
Yeah, and then in this new one, they're rebooting Blunt Man and Chronic, and they're like, no, we can't have this happen. We're going to Hollywood to stop this. Yeah.
Anything with Jay and Silent Bob, I'm already a fan of.
Yeah.
I also, the thing I loved about those movies was Jason Lee and Brody.
Oh man, fucking Dogma. Dogma was so good.
Yeah.
That had so many famous people in it. It had so it had Jay and Silent Bob, Alan Rickman, Jason Lee, what's his name? Matt Damon. What's the other guy's name?
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Salma Hayek. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But,
the
the
Dogma
people
was
were there.
was really good. Yeah. I don't know. I've always
think Rebecca Romaine was God too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, something like there was so many famous people in that movie. It was really funny.
I just love how they sort of spawned a whole like universe out of Clerks essentially.
Yeah. I'm wondering how they're gonna write in Kevin Smith's weight loss because Silent Bob was always a fat guy wearing a trench coat.
Yeah.
But
Now-
since he had a
now-
heart attack, he lost a lot of weight.
maybe they pat him out a little bit or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
might have him wear a fat suit.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, you ever had your asshole licked by a fat guy in an overcoat? All right.
Wait.
Yeah.
But did you ever watch the Clerks animated show?
No.
No, I did not.
No.
That shit was funny.
I watched Clerks 2. I'll watch Clerks 2 so many times. Yeah.
Got a rubber band? No. Well, how are we gonna fix the Ferris wheel?
Look, I didn't know Porch Monkey was a slur. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Maybe Grandma was racist. But yeah.
What is it? Yeah, they rent out like a donkey show.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was just like a petting zoo or something. It's like,
That was
fuck.
funny.
Oh no, I thought it was like a girl getting fucked by a donkey, not a man fucking a donkey.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of those movies that I've kind of forgotten about that I kind of want to go back and watch now.
I think I'll go back and watch Clerks 1, 2, and even Mallrats. I don't know what it is about Jason Lee, but I just love the man. My Name is Earl.
Oh man,
was
if
like
that
the
hadn't
show.
gotten canceled, like,
I mean, I think the guy who wrote it like sort of gave everybody a bit of an ending on Reddit, like.
yeah, like he kind of like told everyone how it was going to end had it not gotten canceled.
Oh,
But
nice.
like, yeah, that show, love it.
But could that be one of those where you'd prefer to end on a high note rather than drag on?
With My Name is Earl, I think I would have preferred to see the ending that
Yeah, like
he had in plan.
I don't think he was far off. Like, had they given him one or two more seasons, he probably.
I think he was planning to finish off within a season or
yeah.
so.
So like, it wasn't like far.
Because like My Name is Earl, he's got a list of
Yep,
bad
yep, yep.
deeds that
Yep.
he's done, and he's trying to make up for it. And
was
I
a good
think
show.
what the show writer said was that at the end, like to end it all, was that eventually he gets stopped by someone who's wronged him, and they have their own list, and they were inspired by Earl and his actions to do that, and then I think he learns or he finds more and more of these people out there in the world, and he's like, okay, well, I can't really complete my list because it's just going to continue to grow just because I'm a living person. I'm gonna mess up or whatever. And he's like, but I've crossed off so many things beforehand. I think I've put enough good karma out there in the world. Yeah, I think he decides that his retribution is inspiring all these people to wrong their right or right their wrongs.
Wrong their rights. Remember when I gave you money for charity? Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I want that back now.
I want that show now. This sounds fun.
I mean, you're just
the
you're just
biggest
writing a
dick.
jackass, yeah.
Huh.
Bad grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dick.
He
I
was
never
a
actually
huge
saw
dick.
that one. I'm trying to think. Is there like a TV show or a movie where the bad guy wins? I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are.
I'm trying to think of any like popular ones.
I don't know, there's quite a few where nobody wins.
Ooh, a Pyrrhic victory.
Nah.
Armageddon.
Yeah. You never saw Armageddon?
Which one was that about?
Bruce Willis, Liv Tyler.
Is that an older
They
one?
send a bunch of miners up onto an asteroid to plant TNT inside of it, so blow it up so that it doesn't
nuke,
destroy
yeah.
the Earth.
Oh, I might have seen it.
And
way
then I
back
think
in the
he
day.
failed or something like that, and the meteor hits Earth, and
No, I think he has to set the bomb off on his own.
oh, okay.
So Bruce Willis,
Sacrifice
yeah, he
yourself.
dies.
It's the other, because there's two movies. There's this weird thing
Was
in
it on
Hollywood where there's like two movies.
I gotta look this up. Now.
Because I'm pretty sure in one of them, like it ends with like one of the scientists is like Jodie Foster or something like that, and it ends with her like standing on the beach or something like that as this giant ass. Like maybe they blow it up, but they don't blow it up in time, where the debris misses Earth or something like that. So like there's still small bits of debris that land and fuck up Earth.
Ha. So the ending is someone standing on the beach like, oh,
Yeah. No.
shit.
She's standing there, and I think she's embracing her father or something like that. And they see this giant ass space rock land in the middle of the ocean, and this giant ass tidal wave start coming towards her.
Actually, I like that. Where it's like, oh, we did it, we
Yeah.
saved the day, but
I didn't
no,
know
it
Ben
didn't.
Affleck was the
The guy in that, yeah,
guy in
because I think he goes up with Bruce Willis.
yeah he's
Ben
he's
Affleck-
banging Bruce Willis's daughter, which is Liv Tyler,
Ooh.
and basically it like Bruce Willis does not like him at all
Why would you send those two on a mission
because they're both
together?
they're
minors,
minors.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
And like I think
Seems
Ben Affleck was the one who's supposed to detonate it all.
yeah,
but then
he was like, I'm
realizes,
gonna sacrifice myself, go
But
back
then,
with
yeah.
your daughter, and Bruce Willis is like, no, like
no, you make her happier than if I was down there.
so.
So you know, a
kind of
father
a-
being a father.
Kind of a good ending, but
It was Armageddon. What else? What was the? Because like there's Hollywood likes to do that where it's like two similar films come out at the same time.
what is with that?
I don't know.
I think it's just
thing.
I think it's one script that gets shopped around Hollywood or whatever, and then when certain studios decide to we're to pick it up, they make small tweaks and stuff like that, and then the original script gets again still shopped around or something.
Weird.
Because
But
like
yeah,
yeah,
you're
there's Armageddon, and there was another disaster movie around that same time. There was
Independence Day.
There was Dante's Peak and Inferno.
Yeah.
Bugs Life and
Ants.
That one screwed me up so much back in the day.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they're talking about this and ants, and I was like, Bugs Life?
I want to say like Atlantis and Treasure Island were around at the same time.
Was Atlantis a cartoon one?
Yeah.
What was Treasure?
It was another cartoon one.
Oh,
Both made by Disney.
With
I
the
thought
Muppets? Treasure Island?
no, it
like
was
I
wanna say
Treasure Planet.
Treasure
is what
Planet.
it's
Sorry, I want to say Treasure Planet was like DreamWorks.
called. No, I think it was Disney.
No, apparently I don't watch a lot of movies.
Uh,
Can't catch any of these references.
I don't know. It is a Walt Disney thing.
Yeah.
Atlantis was Walt Disney
Like-
too.
That was Treasure Planet was.
What was I thinking?
I think Disney wanted to axe that project, but from what I can remember, because I watched a video on it.
Oh yeah, no.
The
Someone.
director had to. He made a deal with like the head of Disney at the time. He's like, okay, if you make 2 more movies that are successful, I'll let you make your movie. So he makes. He made like Hercules. He made like the golden age of Disney was
Holy
basically
shit.
on the back of like one guy and his writing team, and he wanted to make like Treasure Island, but set in space and kind of like a new adventure. And so he made his first. No, I think he had to make 3 movies, and he made 2 of them, and then the head got
Changed,
replaced.
yeah.
So he went back to the new head and was like, "So the last guy and I had a deal.
Can you honor
Can
this?
you honor his deal?" And he was like, "You make 2 more movies, I'll give you your deal." So he made those 2 movies, got to make Treasure Planet, but
I think they didn't spend any money on advertising.
no,
or-
exactly. Like he I think the deal was he got to make the first one and a sequel was the deal. But his new stipulation was the first one has to do well. Treasure Planet was supposed to come out, let's say, like in a month. They were already advertising for Lilo and Stitch, which didn't come out for 6 months. They didn't advertise at all for Treasure Planet. There's so many people who don't even know that movie exists, even though it's really good. And they were trying new animation techniques, like a lot of 3D animations. This was back in like 2000 or something.
Yeah.
That cost a lot at the time. So it had a huge budget that it just didn't make quota, so he didn't get to make a second one because the head of Disney didn't want him to.
Yeah.
So it was like because that movie could have done really well.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
They
It's
kinda
so
shot
good.
themselves in the foot on that one.
Well, I think
The studio kind of
Yeah.
cock blocked them.
yeah, the execs didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny where it's like, all right, we'll give you a budget of $100 million, but we won't spend that extra 20 to for advertise it and probably
Yeah.
make it a blockbuster movie.
Like I don't
Like fuck.
because like I think it had like a budget like 200 million
Yeah, well, I'm
back
just throwing
then.
numbers. Yeah.
But like that's like ludicrous for a
And
like an animated movie back in when it got made.
Oh yeah.
And I think it probably could have made a small
least.
profit,
Yeah.
and then the second one probably would have done much better because they wouldn't have had to spend so much. But
Yeah.
just
Studio cockblocked.
studio cockblocked them.
There you go.
I still go back and watch that movie because it's great.
Yeah.
There's
Atlantis was good too.
I think there are like animated films right around that time that a lot of people tend to forget that I love watching, like Road to El Dorado.
I think that was DreamWorks.
That was DreamWorks. Okay,
Yeah.
that one there. Oh, love that movie.
It's so good.
Yeah, there's just so many quotes, stuff like that you just pull out, and it's just funny.
Yeah. What other ones?
Right around that time, I think
Yeah.
Tarzan would have been in there. Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch.
Yeah, that was back. They had like a small window of like where they just completely changed their animation style.
Yeah,
so
and I don't think it
Tarzan, Atlantis,
I don't think it did
Lilo and Stitch, and then
too well. Right around that time, I think that would have been like Lion King 2.5.
yeah, those ones are meh.
There's a lot of those films that Disney made as sequels, but were direct to DVD, direct
Yeah.
to VCR sequels that I don't understand, like Cinderella 2, Little Mermaid 2.
There was a Cinderella 2?
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I don't remember what
Where
that
do you
one was
go
about.
from
but,
there?
like,
Yeah, I was
she
thinking-
became the princess.
like Little Mermaid 2 was about Ariel's daughter or something like that. There was
Okay.
a Mulan 2. All the Aladdin sequels
Oh god.
well,
yeah,
the
there's,
second
like,
one was a
3.
train wreck because Robin Williams wouldn't be
come
the
back for it.
genie.
Yeah, so
and
they
then
got
he came back as the third one.
Yeah.
they got Homer Simpson to do it.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Hey.
tell like when you watch listen to the first one, then you listen to how he's in the second one. Like the first lines that Genie says, I was like, that sounds like Homer.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting though. Like someone's like, "Here's a script. You're writing Little Mermaid 2," and they're like,
But
"What? You
but
have
it-
complete
but
freedom.
It's done.
Just make it reference Little Mermaid somehow. Just tie it in with the barest thread." And you're like, "Okay."
Let's make Ursula 2, but she's skinny instead of fat.
So I'm thinking mech robots in the future.
Yeah, no, that's not our vision.
Godzilla rises from the depths.
How fucking awesome would that,
That
be?
would be great.
I'm just thinking like just make the most like completely different movie, and then at some point do this weird fucking tie-in
Have you guys-
somehow.
I-
And you're like,
Ariel
Huh.
and like the kingdom plus Atlantis have to fight Cthulhu because he rises from his slumber.
you're just like, this was not the movie I thought I was getting.
It just turns into what is it? Release the Kraken
Yeah.
by
There's
Ninja
like-
Sex Party.
You love Little Mermaid. Now for Little Mermaid 2. And the fucking trailer starts playing a guy with a machine gun. He's like, get to the chopper. You're like, what?
Have you guys seen? There's this weird. Just because I think Snowpiercer was announced as a HBO or Showtime TV series or something like that.
Wasn't that a movie?
It wasn't. It was a movie originally. They're
Wait,
readapting it
Snowpiercer?
into
Snowpiercer.
think like Hunger Games, except they're all on a train.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen the
There was
commercials
I was
for-
watching. I don't know how I got on this track. Maybe it was because I was watching the trailer, but like another video popped up and it's like, yeah, Snowpiercer is a direct sequel to Willy Wonka,
What?
and like
That theory's been going around for a while.
Huh?
I never read it because I was like, I don't care.
Nah, is that one of those ones where it's like they take very liberal stretches with things?
there's certain things that are very liberal, but there's a lot of other things that would make sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would take some serious detective work. Cause what did I watch recently? Wow, I completely blanked on it. But it was a guy trying to explain maybe a video game or something like that, and he starts explaining, he's like, this is why this is this and this, and I was like, hang on, that's like you're taking some really, really big steps on assumptions here. Like you're taking some very small thing and basing a whole argument on it, where that small thing is could easily go many different ways.
Well, that's just like conspiracy theories on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Storm Area 51.
Oh, God.
What even?
I think that
happened,
one guy,
man?
a Twitch streamer, made a joke about it, and it just picked up steam on the internet. And everybody, it's just this huge meme thing now. And I think
It's
the
funny.
guy who originally made the joke is like, I'm sorry about this. I didn't think it'd get this far.
Yeah,
You
I
cannot
I
blame
saw
me
a
for this.
Snapchat picture of a guy in like military uniform. He's like face palming. He's like, I gotta go to a meeting because of this Area
Yeah.
51 bullshit.
Yeah, no, I think there was photos from like some guy's military meeting. They're talk like there was a presentation on what the fuck a Naruto run is.
If that was real, because I saw that picture and I was like, that's gotta be a joke. That has to be a joke.
I kind of hope it isn't, because that would be really funny.
Could you fucking imagine? You're sitting in your military serious
Like,
meeting.
literally wasting military military money.
This meeting cost the taxpayers $1 million.
I just like, and then like people are just like buying into like Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. Have
Well, like Keanu Reeves is just like
Wait.
what humanity should be.
Well, yeah, he's the golden boy. I just think it's kind of stupid that all these
celebrities are
celebrities
buying
are trying
into
to
it,
fucking
cash in on it.
yeah, cash in is the good way to put it. It's just like you have no reference to this. You're not involved in this in any way, and you're jumping in on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Like you're not fucking relevant. Get
Yeah.
off my memes.
All right. Well, that's been an extra long podcast here. We'll call it here.
Good chat.
Yeah, that was fun. I like these smaller
Smaller
ones.
yeah.
We
the-
spent about 10 minutes maybe on each topic, if that.
So,
still we
Fluid
we,
as
we, we
fuck.
we come back here and there. I mean,
I don't think we ever answered one question though.
we did. I asked you guys
vaguely
I asked how you guys felt about that whole gamer girl bathwater.
I don't know
thing.
what our conclusion was.
we don't care.
We don't care.
We
People
didn't
can-
buy it, so it's not marketed to
Yeah,
us.
and then I was
Why
like,
would
you
I
didn't
care?
buy it?
Well,
I was talking from experience.
No, no. The Ray has like several crates of it at home right now. So
I was a number one investor.
yeah. No, he's the one sitting going. These things will only appreciate in value.
Real literally filled up his own bathtub with her bathwater.
That's pretty meta.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Well,
end with that.
all right. Well, thank you all for joining me here, and we'll get back at this next week.
All right, sweet.
Beauty.
Later.